warming carrot and ginger soup. You'll need onions, carrots, salt, chicken broth, red pepper, white pepper, and of course some ginger. The first thing you do is put your saucepan over a medium heat and warm up a little bit of oil, usually about a tablespoon or two. You're going to chop your onions medium diced and then add those to the saucepan, just to get them softened a little bit. I'm using about half of a yellow onion, and then we're going to chop up our carrots and get those sauteing also. The carrots, you're going to need about 2 cups of roughly chopped, peeled carrots. You don't need to chop them up finely because the soup is going to get pureed together at the end. So it doesn't have to be finely chopped, just small enough so that they can cook quickly. You're going to need about 2 cups of roughly chopped carrots. Once your onions get cooked and softened, then you can add your carrots. You don't want the onions to brown, you just need them to soften up a little bit. These will go for about 3 minutes over a medium to medium-high heat. This recipe was developed after a carrot and ginger soup that I had at a conference center. So a lot of my friends and colleagues from East Africa, you'll remember this soup that we had at meetings a lot, and that's why I developed this recipe. Okay, the onions are softened now, and so we can go ahead and add the carrots. I've got 2 cups of peeled and coarsely chopped carrots. The next thing we're going to do is add about a pint of chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock that I had left over, but you can use low salt chicken broth from the store either way. So pour a little bit of this in. And you want to bring this up to the boil, then put the lid on and simmer this until the carrots are really nice and soft. It's going to take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Now that the carrots have come up to the boil in the broth, you need to turn it down to like a medium simmer, medium low. Put your lid on it and just cook it for about 15 or 20 minutes till the carrots are soft. Okay, so let's check the carrots and see if they're ready. Just pick up a few of them on your spoon and poke them with a fork. And if they come apart really easily like that, those are ready to go. Okay, you can switch off the heat and then blend it. Okay, now you transfer these things to your blender container and you're going to blend all the ingredients up. I really prefer to do this with an immersion blender, but I don't happen to have one right now. In order to use your regular kitchen blender, what you need to do is take the center stopper out of a blender container so that the steam can escape while you blend it. If you don't do that, all the steam is going to make it explode in your face and it's not safe. Okay? So put your lid on with the center stopper removed, cover that with a towel, and then blend it up till it's finely pureed. Okay. Take your lid off. And on a medium heat, add all of that back into your saucepan. Okay, you can see this is pretty thick right now. Okay, this is really too thick right now, so I'm gonna thin it down just by adding another little bit of chicken stock. At this point, you wanna get it to the consistency, thin or thick, that you like. A little bit more chicken stock. And now we're gonna add in the seasonings. For the seasonings, we have about a pinch of salt. I have 1/4 teaspoon of ground white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cayenne or red pepper, and about the same amount of ground dried ginger. Now normally I would use fresh ginger And then in that case, you're going to want to use about 1 to 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ground ginger. I just happen to have some dried ginger already, so I just ground that up with my little spice grater. Okay, put those all in there. Stir that around and let it come back up to temperature, and then you can season it and taste it. Let it come back up to temperature, and then you can taste it for seasoning. Okay, that's about the consistency we're looking for. So at this point, you're just heating it back up, and you're going to taste it to see if it's the seasoning level that you like. I like mine a little bit spicier, so I might add a little bit more red pepper, but it depends on who you're serving. That's really pretty good. The last thing you can do, if you want to really get it nice and smooth, maybe you have a little bit coarser consistency, is you can pour it through a fine strainer. Just run that through, and you'll get a really nice consistency, and it'll take out any of the bits that you have that haven't blended up in your blender. I hope you like this soup. If it's cold where you are, this is a nice warming soup. You can add a little cream if you want to. If it happens to be hot where you are, don't be afraid to thin this down a little bit, put it in the fridge, and enjoy it on a warm day.